Hello, so today I am making the classic sponge cake with a simple buttercream, but I am doing it with a strawberry twist. It turned out amazing and I cannot wait to share it with you. So let's just get started for the mise en place for our classic sponge cake. I have 8 eggs separated, so I have yolks in one bowl and whites in another, and then I have 225 grams of granulated sugar, and then I have 2 teaspoons or 10 milliliters of vanilla extract, and then I have 210 grams of all-purpose flour sifted. And then I have my 2 cake pans prepared. They have been buttered and they are lined with parchment paper, and then they also have flour coated on the walls. So let's get started on the baking process. So I began by whipping my egg yolks and 150 grams of the sugar on medium speed until they were thick, pale, and doubled in volume for about 3 minutes. The yolk should be whipped to the ribbon stage, and then I put my egg whites in my mixer fitted with the whisk attachment, and then I beat them on medium speed until they were foamy. I gradually added the remaining sugar and the vanilla, and I whipped at medium speed until the whites were glossy and they held firm peaks, but they were not dry. And then I poured in the egg yolks onto the whipped egg whites, and then I quickly folded them together. And then I just sprinkled a third of the sifted flour over the egg mixture and I delicately folded it in. You do not want to be rough with this at all. This is a very delicate process. And then I just repeated that process until all the flour was incorporated. And you do not want to overmix. Just fold until just incorporated. This is a very delicate process if you want a perfect, light, and airy, fluffy cake. I then evenly and very gently transferred the batter into the prepared pans and I baked them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until they were golden brown and they bounced back when lightly pressed in the center, and this took approximately 25 minutes. And when I took them out of the oven, I let them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes before I took them out of the pans, and then I let them cool completely before frosting them because you do want completely cool cakes before putting icing. Alright, so moving on to the ingredients for our amazing simple buttercream, we have 480 grams of softened unsalted butter, 1,440 grams of sifted powdered sugar, 180 grams of whipping cream, and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. But because this is a strawberry frosting that I have made, I have a half teaspoon of vanilla extract and a half teaspoon of strawberry extract. And then I have a few teaspoons of strawberries that I have included in this formula as well, that I have made into kind of like a strawberry syrupy sauce. So this is going to turn out amazing and I cannot wait to show you what I did. In my mixer fitted with a paddle attachment, I creamed the butter until it was light and fluffy, and then I gradually added half of the sugar, beating on medium speed. And you want to make sure you frequently scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure you get everything well incorporated. And then you just beat that until smooth. And then I added the cream just a little bit at a time, still beating on medium speed, about 30 seconds in between each addition. And then I beat in the remaining sugar, still on medium speed, and then I added my vanilla and strawberry extract in my strawberries. And then I just continued beating until the icing was smooth and light. And then I just adjusted the consistency depending on what I wanted. If I wanted it a little runnier, just add a little bit more cream. And if I wanted it a little bit thicker, then added a little bit more powdered sugar. And the way I did it, it turned out being perfect. To begin my assembly, I cut both cakes in half and then I leveled them off so they would fit perfectly on top of each other. And then I just spread a even layer of frosting all over each layer. My goal was not to get a super thick layer because I was going to end up having like 4 layers of frosting, 3 inside and then the top layer. So I just did that until all the cake layers were stacked. And this is the final presentation. I spread an even layer of buttercream on the top and sides of the cake using a cake spatula and leveler, and then I piped 4 big rosettes on each corner and then placed 4 medium-sized strawberries on each one, and then I piped little stars in between the big rosettes. And then I took my strawberry sauce because I still had more, and I mixed it with some powdered sugar to get it to thicken up, and then I drizzled that in between each star so it had that drizzle and drippy effect, and I achieved my goal because I wanted it to look like it was dripping down and puddling at the bottom, So I was able to achieve that look and it turned out exactly like I was hoping it would. It tasted amazing. It tasted like strawberry shortcake, especially when I cut into it and I drizzled more strawberry sauce on the actual cake part itself. It just added another burst of juiciness and tasted just like strawberry shortcake, except I get the comfort of knowing that all the ingredients are pure and they're good and I made it myself from scratch. And then on the inside of the cake, you can see that the levels are even. The frosting is exactly the thickness I was hoping to achieve. Not too thick, but perfect as there are 4 levels. And I just had so much fun making this. The texture of the cake was perfect. It was light, it was fluffy, and I will definitely be making this recipe again very soon for strawberry shortcake.